Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I'm your host, Jared Sebesta of Tejas Financial Group, where we build purposeful retirement plans. At Tejas Financial Group, we believe retirement planning is so much more than just preparing financially. Our goal is to help retirees and pre-retirees steward their time, talent, and treasure. We have the tools and proven process to make sure your retirement plan delivers the greatest purpose, impact, and legacy. If you need help building a purposeful retirement plan specific for you and your life, give us a call. Our number is 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at tejasfinancial.com. And if you are in the neighborhood, just stop by our office. We're located right on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer, building purposeful retirement plans. Well, thanks for joining us today. Before we get started, just a reminder, we've got some new ways that you can find us here at Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. First of all, we have a brand new website, tejasfinancial.com. We log all of our shows there. If you are on iTunes and listen to podcasts, search Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. You can find, again, all the shows there. Make sure you subscribe while you're there. And finally, we are on YouTube as well. So if you're not into podcasting but miss a show and you're on YouTube, find our YouTube channel, tejasfinancial.com. Again, subscribe. And we not only have all of our episodes of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio, we have all of our episodes of our podcast, Retire Repurposed. All of our online seminars are there. So lots of great content and lots of ways that you can find us. Also, one more thing, and this is really important, coming up on March 15th, and for you folks listening live on KWLM, this is a week from tomorrow, next Wednesday, March 15th at noon, we are doing our next online seminar called 5 Simple Shifts to Reduce Money Worries and Love Retirement. The typical American dream retirement, we believe, is a flawed concept, and there's all these expectations and assumptions that society will give you. And a lot of people plan for retirement and live out their retirement with these untruths in place. Ben Tejas and myself are going to talk about these different myths. We're going to break down some myths, and we're going to give you ways that will not only help you reduce the amount of money worries you have, but it's going to kind of unlock the keys for you to really love your retirement. This is a really, really important online seminar. A lot of great stuff here. Again, it's coming up next Wednesday, on Wednesday, March 15th at noon. It's an online event. It's totally free, but you have to register, and the way that you do that is you go to our website, tejasfinancial.com, and you'll see links right on top of the homepage. A lot of people ask, I can't make it live. I can't tune in live. That's fine. If you register, we'll send you a free replay right to your inbox after the seminar is done. But again, you have to register, and you do that by going to tejasfinancial.com. You'll see a link right at the top of the page. All right, today we are continuing our series on retirement tools. And a few weeks back, we covered e-money software and how that helps us help our clients. Then Ben Tejas talked about his CKA designation, which stands for Certified Kingdom Advisor. He mentioned how that training helped him understand his role of helping clients steward their resources that they've been given, not just the financial. That was an important show. And then last week, Claire Molden talked about how she just recently earned the Certified Financial Planner, or CFP certification. And we talked about how that training has specifically helped her with planning in her clients as well. So again, important shows. If you missed them, go back, listen to them on all the places that we just mentioned. So today we want to cover another tool in our arsenal. And Tim Mattern is a fully licensed advisor here at Tejas Financial Group. He has the National Social Security Advisor designation, or NSSA. And Tim joins us on the show. And Tim, you can work with anybody, any age bracket, pretty much any situation, but there is something special about this idea of working with people specifically with their Social Security needs, because that's a hurdle everyone has to cover at some point, right?
Yeah, correct. And you're right. So, I do work with clients of obviously all ages and young past Social Security age. It isn't my forte, but I do have or lean towards Social Security, which has been a great asset for us here and our clients.
I get a chance to have conversations with anybody who is calling in, want to work with our firm, are not current clients. And I'll tell you, again, not that you can't work with anybody or anybody that is licensed in our firm, work with people and give them tremendous help. But I will say, if there are people that are probably right around 60 years old and have Social Security on their radar, I'll tend to lean towards to try to put them with you, because I know that you can help them. Talk about what your type of expertise can bring into somebody who is of that age bracket where they've got Social Security on their radar?
Yeah. Well, I think just the first thing is understanding that everyone has to, at some point, make a decision on Social Security. And as you may or may not know, we hold live events. And the amount of questions we've gotten as far as Social Security and Medicare related has made us realize like we can do a lot of that in-house. So the main thing is just helping people plan when to take Social Security. So I meet with clients, get them signed up for an online account, but then now I can run scenarios and start to look at, okay, when does it make sense for you? Not necessarily from a mathematical standpoint or financial standpoint, because I don't know the day you're going to die. If I did, it'd be a lot easier. But being able to really plan out and say what works for them and what works for their lifestyle, which, by the way, it varies for everybody. No one situation is alike.
Well, that brings up 2 points. That keeps coming up no matter who I have on the show, no matter what topic we're talking about. There's not a one size fits all.
Yep.
I think a very general piece of advice for a lot of people is as soon as you can take Social Security, take it, or wait as long as you possibly can. But that is just not great advice.
It's just not good advice because, as I say, it's okay to take it at 62 or 70. Just know why you're taking it, And I think that's the biggest thing is just planning for it. Every scenario is different. People, when they retire, when they need cash flow. So you're right. Most people take it at 62. Or ironically, I get a lot of people say, I'm going to take it at my full retirement age because that's when I plan to retire. And I'm like, that's fine, but why? And so let's figure out the why, which I know you've talked about extensively, but let's figure out the why. Do you want to take it at your full retirement age? And do you necessarily have to? Can we take it at 63 or 64? Or can we take it at 67, 68? So there's so much that goes into it. And I think the biggest thing is having conversations between you and your spouse and saying, what is the best scenario for you guys and what makes the most sense?
You bring up a really good point because the inception of Social Security at the age of 65 or whenever full retirement age is, that has kind of created this mindset of like, I have to retire at 65, which is a whole nother conversation for another show, but you're able to bring all of that into the equation, all that into the conversation. It's not just a numbers game. It's not just a life game. It's kind of the whole gamut.
Yep. You got to make a decision that works for you and your spouse. And ideally, how can we make Social Security work for you? Right. Because that's the biggest thing. It's people pay into it. They just want to start taking money out of it. That's great, but let's ideally make it work for you. And then the second component is that we'll actually have you sign up for Social Security here too.
So that's another thing that you can do is you can help people not only make the decision, but also kind of execute the plan instead of having them try to do it at home. You're able to walk alongside people and do that.
Yeah, so there's 3 ways, right? You do it online, you do it over the phone, or you do it in person, either at St. Cloud or Marshall. Well, here we can have you, if you're a client or a member of the community, I can sit down with you and actually go through the application process. Takes about 20-25 minutes. Very simple. Anyone can do it, but it's nice to have a second set of eyes on that too.
Not to throw our boss and leader Ben Tages under the bus, but there's lots of times where he's working with a case or has a question, he'll come to you because you've got the training. And we don't have, we would need hours to go through all the nuances and rules and different laws and different changes to Social Security.
Yep.
And your training has allowed you to really be aware and know a lot of those.
Yeah. I think it's been a great tool and a great asset to the firm, and that I'm able to not only jump in Ben's meetings, Matt's, Claire's. If they have a quick question, I jump in for 10 minutes, have a conversation with a client, answer some questions, and if we feel like, hey, we need some extended planning on it, then I will meet with them for a half hour, an hour to really go through some of the scenarios or some cases.
We've got about 30 seconds left. What's kind of the key client or key case or key couple that you work with? What age are they and what's on their mind?
Yeah, the biggest thing is anyone who's about 55 to 60 that's coming into it and is looking to say, okay, do I have or can I make retirement work? And I want to be able to give them that confidence through building a plan, through cash flow testing, but also how does Social Security play a part into it? So you're in your mid to late 50s, coming in to start thinking about retirement, even if it's 6, 7, 8 years, it's okay to start these conversations sooner than later.
All right, Tim, we sure do appreciate that. Well, are you ready to begin building a purposeful retirement plan that will best steward your time, your talent, and your treasure? If so, we can help. We have a number of ways you can set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. First, you can give us a call at 320-222-4236. You can request a meeting at our brand new website, tejas.financial.com. Or if you live in West Central Minnesota and are in the neighborhood, just stop by our office. We are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. I'm Jared Sebesta, joining you on this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Avantax Investment Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through an Avantax affiliated insurance agency.